Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Gatsuga, and today I'll be going over my custom ban list. And yes, I know it's way too early for a ban list, especially because of you know what plaguing the world. We're probably not going to get a ban list until maybe August, September, October, possibly even later than that. Yeah, 2020 has been a great year, hasn't it? Anyways, first for band cards, LP, because screw this card. It's degenerate. It's using FTKs. It honestly should not be in the game at this point, especially considering Dragon Link are still a very powerful deck. Kali Yuga, partially because of partially because of Rank Up Magic Phantom's launch, as well as the fact that now in DDDs, you can just summon this card. You can easily summon this card and just pop your set Scythe. Because Scythe is very easy to get to in this deck. I mean, in DDDs now. So that's not fun. So if your opponent goes first, so if your opponent's playing DDD and they go first, you're just going to lose. You're just going to lose unless you could float or do something. But chances are you won't be able to. So yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, so this card's gonna most likely have to be banned. Plus, it's a heavy storm and it negates things when summoned. So that's not fun. That's not fun at all. Block Dragon. This is pretty self-explanatory. It plus is way too hard. It's very easy to summon and it's abusable in any Earth deck. That's all that needs to be said. Apex Avion because of the infinite negate combo. I would put Zephyros, but Zephyros still deserves to be banned. Let's be honest. Zephyros deserves to be banned, and Little Light Tiger deserves to come back to one. But yeah, I mean, if it were up to me, I'd rather just ban Carrier, so that way we won't have to deal with Carrier doing disgusting, degenerate things like locking your opponent out of the extra deck, or enabling infinite negates. But for now, I say we should get rid of Apex Avion because we all know how long it takes for Konami to get rid of very broken cards that deserve to be banned. Mystic Mine. Anyways, next we have Mooling Glaciers because hand loops. Screw them. I hate them. No one likes them. No one. And mermaids are compete. It's almost like mermaids are competing with Mystic Mind to, become my least favorite deck to face off against. And then we have Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This is a disgusting floodgate. I'm not sure why Konami hasn't banned this card, especially when it came to hitting Altergeist. This card is disgusting, especially when facing off against decks like Dark Magician or Altergeist. It really should go. It's not healthy for the game in any way, shape, or form. Mystic Mind, it's pretty self-explanatory. I already went over this in my least favorite decks, or at least most hated decks video. But yeah, Mystic Mind honestly should go. And then for cards that should go to one, Salmon Great Wolf. Why? Because I feel like that's a great way to hit Salmon Greats. At least that way you don't have to worry about them constantly snatching their free Fire Lake from the graveyard and just recurring it over and over and over and over and over again. It's not fair having to deal with a free Fire Lake and an Inferni barrier. Just saying. Because even if you try to hit, no matter how many times you try to hit Salmon Great's consistency, all you need to do is just get your Roar or Rage in the graveyard or Hard Try, and you could essentially just blow your opponent out. Especially considering you have a lot of hand traps as well as impermanences. So that's why I'm saying something like Wolf should just go to one. At least that way your opponent would have to max out on their rages and roars if they want to consistently get to them. But I doubt that they would do that. So yeah, something like Wolf should just go to one. Also, for going to one, Solemn Judgment. This card should have never went to three. I don't know how this card went to three before Solemn Warning did. Anyway, Solemn Judgment should have never gone to three. Just like with Soul Charge, if you establish the board, life points do not matter. For the most part, life points do not matter, and it's annoying. It's annoying, especially considering you could just throw in these in any stun or floodgate deck. It's not fun. It's not healthy. It's really annoying, especially when used in Mystic Mine. I despise that deck so much. Same with Super Poly. In all honesty, Super Poly deserves to be banned. But Konami made a bunch of fusion monsters and fusion archetypes that need Super Poly, like Predaplants. They literally made a bunch of Predaplant support off of Super Poly. So unfortunately, a lot of decks depend on Super Poly. So at least just put it on one. At three is ridiculous. At two, it's still very ridiculous. At one, it's still very ridiculous, but at least the chances of seeing it at one are very slim. It's debatable whether or not this card deserves to be banned, and I feel like it absolutely does deserve to be banned. But but Konami, but Konami and their foresight. Fossil Dig because it's like Rhoda but better. That and it's really powerful. This card plus Overraptor is way too powerful to have in the game at three. Baby Cerosaurus because it's also another quick way to get into your Overraptor. You could argue that you can just limit Fossil Dig and ban Overraptor, but I'm not sure whether or not that's excessive. So, I mean, that's up for you guys to decide. Man, Scrap Recycler because I think it's an instant, yeah, it's an instant needle fiber or scrap wyvern. You could just do combos with that. Mathematician, same thing. Like cards that send any kind of monster to the deck from the deck to the graveyard. I mean, monsters that send monsters from the deck to the graveyard are just really busted. I mean, like this card was limited for a reason. Just saying. Not to mention this card, along with LP, are just used in FTKs. I don't know what Konami was thinking moving this card to three. It's ridiculous. And then we have the Invoked engine, aka the Mechaba Turbo engine. Alistair is ridiculous. It has gotten more and more powerful. Just like with ABCs, I'd argue that this the existence of links has made this deck even more powerful, especially going into Master Rule 5. Because you could just normal summon this, go in, search your invocation. Well, I'm bored just describing the combo. Anyways, you normal summon it, search your invocation, link into Alwrench, link into security, and then fusion summon into Shocker, a Mechaba. Because every deck should totally have access to Mechaba like that. Yeah, I feel like this card deserves to be a one, and one is fine. And possibly one or two meltdown because we do not need a like like a Mechaba package in every deck. I wouldn't be surprised if you just outright ban this card. Because technically invokers could still exist because of the invoked link monster, which also is very stupid. Because when I saw that link monster, it immediately made me frown because I knew it was going to be before I even read the effect. I knew it was going to be stupid, and it was. It was stupid and unnecessary. But anyways, this engine just needs to die. I'm sick and tired of seeing Billie Eilish or aka Dante in disguise. I'm just tired of seeing Alistair in every deck. It has no business being in almost every deck. It really doesn't. Then we have Necros the Unicorn at 2, because at 3 it's probably going to be a little bit ridiculous. That's my only reasoning for it. Salmon Great Circle, I feel like it was only abusable because of Gazelle, and because it's Gazelle, you get to send any of your spells and traps to the grave, and then just get them back for free off of Sunlight Wolf's reincarnation effect. But with Sunlight Wolf at 1, I don't think you'd need to keep Circle at 1. Plus, Circle's other effect might actually get some use. Because at least this way you have to be careful, because you can't really just send your spells and traps willy-nilly. Plus, with Circle at 3, people are probably not going to run triple Rage and triple Roar. At least your opponent, like at least Salmon Great players have to actually think about the ratio they actually want to, play whenever playing Salmon Greats. So their consistency, or not really consistency, but their means of recovering are very, very, very limited. So I feel like that's fair. And then we have Spiral Resort to 3. Because Master Plan is gone, thankfully. I'm so glad they didn't hit Rescue or something stupid like that. Yeah, Spiral Resort to 3. Because it honestly should just come back to 3. Like, let's be real. Like, Spirals desperately need their 3 resorts. And then we have Ulti to 3, which is kind of debatable thinking about it, because loops. Plus if the format does get slower, people are absolutely going to hate this deck. And then we have Mirage Dalio at 3, because without Mirage Dalio, having no Mirage Dalio didn't really do anything to hurt or hinder the deck all that much. Hell, I even said it when Mirage Dalio was banned. People kept saying Salmon grades are dead, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? They're still really busted. Hell, because of Mirage Dalio, you're no longer restricted to fire monster effects. At least with Mirage Dalio, you were restricted. And I feel like Mirage Dalio's, special summon from deck effect is pretty damn fair. Especially its bounce effect. I feel like that's also fair. Mirage Dalio should at least be able to come back to 1. Yeah, possibly to 1 or 3. Because at 1, you can still recycle it off of Sunlight Wolf, just not as hard. Plus, you would also have to think whether or not you want to recycle your Gazelle or your Mirage Dalio. At least that's my logic or reasoning for this. Anyways, that is my list. We're probably not going to get a list for a very, 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 very long time. Due to the, let's see. Oh, that's a lot of setup for a lame joke, but hold up. I spelled it with an I again. Due to this thing called a pandemic. Screw that. Screw the pandemic and the panic caused from it. Anyways, that's all I have to say. This video was a lot longer than it needed to be. Like, comment, subscribe, and what do you guys think should be on the list or shouldn't be on the list? Anyways, that's all.